Today we'll be jumping from Season 1 to Season 2 with one of the most well-known episodes of the season. The episode that introduced us to the Flim Flam Brothers, the one that has one of the series' most memorable song numbers. This is Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. So the episode begins with Rainbow Dash waking up Fluttershy before sunrise, and Fluttershy blushes because she sleeps in the nude. Also, this is like totally shipping fuel for Flutter Dash, just want to point that one out. The reason for the early wake-up call is because it's cider season, and Dash wants to get some cider, on account of Pinkie Pie usually getting more than her. Once they get there, it turns out that most of the town was camping out like it's Black Friday or something. And wouldn't you know it, Pinkie's at the front of the line.
Oh, gosh, Pinkie, I love your new style.
Of course Pinkie Pie sleeps in a tent full of balloons. What did you expect?
I told a few others about it, and they all thought it was a great idea too, and now it's just a big old cider party! Woo-hoo! Oh gosh, that's a lot of ponies. Hope you don't run out before you get any.
After the theme song, we see the Apple family starting up cider season, and like she predicted earlier, Pinkie has gotten a lot more cider than Rainbow Dash, who didn't even get a single drop. Now this is apparently a big discussion point of this episode, the grand that word, and that word debate. It's such a big deal that this episode was banned in certain countries, namely Turkey, Italy, and the UK. Personally, I think it's just regular apple cider, since it is seasonal. Though, tipsy looking cheerily does add to that theory for sure. But what they don't tell you is that milkshakes are what you really gotta look out for. In fact, there are plenty of things to look out for. Not just apple cider, but milkshakes, root beer floats, candy, Scooby snacks.
Sorry, every pony. That's it for today.
Surprise, surprise! You ran out again!
Yeah, you always run out.
For the record, I don't mind. Why can't you make enough cider for all of us? Or at least for me?
As the crowd grows restless, Applejack calms the situation, not helped by Pinkie Pie, who begins describing how good the cider was, annoying Rainbow Dash in the process. Pinkie being able to describe how delicious treats are would certainly come back in episodes like Mystery on the Friendship Express.
I'll never forget the cider I just drank. It was a moment in time that will never exist again.
Also, and I'm just saying, Pinkie is really good at describing the wrong things to the wrong ponies. Whether it's this, Luna Eclipsed, Silly Vanilli. And now, the best part of the episode. We're introduced to the two barbershop-looking unicorn stallions called the Flim Flam Brothers, played by Scott McNeil and Samuel Vincent. Samuel Vincent? Yep, and we all know what that means. Sure do. Yep.
But I didn't listen.
What? No, Samuel Vincent is the voice of Double D on Ed, Edd n Eddy, you dork. Yes, but being a popular Canadian voice actor means he's also had a hand in various other animated productions, including several voice roles in Friendship is Magic. Take it away, Ed. Canadians are weird. These two ponies roll in on a shiny new contraption they claim can provide wonderful cider for a fee. And they do this through song.
Well, looky what we got here, brother of mine. It's the same in every town. Ponies with thirsty throats, dry tongues, and not a drop of cider to be found. Maybe they're not aware that there's really no need for this teary despair.
And the key that they need to solve the sad cider shortage you and I will share.
This song is done in a grand musical style, obviously modeled after the movie The Music Man. The song does a wonderful job at moving the story forward, showing off the titular machine and the tooth showmanship, which is part of their act to make money off of a town that wants delicious and efficiently made cider. But the Apple family, rustic as they are, declare quality cider isn't made by machine, but with love and care. So instead of going into business with Flim and Flam, they decide they're going to be their competitors.
Just don't know, y'all. We've always made cider the same way.
Yep.
We'll sweeten the deal. You supply the apples.
We supply the Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. Then we split those sweet profits
75.
25.
I like these guys. They got good business sense.
Barry Boswick footage lifted straight from Nordy's Bigger Fatter Liar review. What are you doing here? You get out of here and go home. The next day, it seems the apples have run out of cider yet again, but the Flim Flam Brothers arrive on the scene to show off barrels upon barrels of cider. Just as Dash is about to get some cider, Applejack lassos one of the barrels and knocks the mug out of her hoof.
Is this some kind of cruel joke?
Yeah, if you can't tell, this episode really doesn't like Rambo Dash. This brings up one of the common that word, often brought up with this episode. Some may not like this running gag with Dash, finding it mean-spirited. While I don't find it too bad, I do get the frustration. I mean, look at her poor face. All she wanted was some cider.
With our machine, we can make enough cider in 1 hour to satisfy this entire town.
We'll do it in 45 minutes. What? Easy, Apple Bloom, easy.
What's the matter, Granny Smith? Chicken?
What did you call me, Sonny?
If you're so confident in your cider, then what's the problem?
Tomorrow morning, right here.
And with that, the apples accept a challenge, declaring the first group to produce the most cider will win their family farm, with both teams using the apples family apples to produce the stuff. But the competition is on for the whole town to watch, and despite hard work on the part of all of the apples, the brothers' machine has 6 barrels done to just their 1. Noticing the apples struggling, Twilight asks the mare if honorary family can help, and the brothers, completely unfazed and overconfident with themselves, allow it. So the rest of the main 6 help them. And what I really like about this scene is that it shows a natural extension of Applejack's lesson from Applebuck season. There, she wouldn't even think of accepting help. Here, she gladly takes it.
Applejack, what do you think? I think I'd love to have the rest of my family helping out.
All right.
Hooray for character development! With the main 6's help, the apples start to catch up, which frightens the brothers. So to speed up their winnings, they turn off the quality control on their machine, which churns out quickly made, very poorly tasting cider. At first, it seems that Flim and Flam have won on account of all their cider barrels, but after the town tastes their product and don't like it, the two flee and move on to whatever town they find next.
Mine's got rocks in it.
Oh, the good old days of goofy voice Bon Bon.
It looks like we've encountered a slight problem here in Ponyville.
No pony wants our product. Next town?
Next town.
They're gone.
So the apples are here to stay, and it seems they have enough cider for the whole town. Even Rambo Dash gets some. And now, one of the best endings in the show's history. Applejack didn't learn anything and proudly proclaims it. And what makes it even funnier is her little skipping. It's really cute.
Dear Princess Celestia, I wanted to share my thoughts with you. I didn't learn anything. I was right all along. If you take your time to do things the right way, your work will speak for itself. Sure, I could tell you I learned something about how my friends are always there to help me, and I can count on them no matter what. But truth is, I knew that already too.
Overall, I still really like this one. There's a reason that a lot of bronies have hailed this as one of the best of Season 2. The story is solid, with the metaphor of man versus machine, and it works really well with the apples because of their rustic, old-fashioned working mentality. The comedy is mostly solid, but some may not like the running gag with Rainbow Dash not getting cider. I didn't personally mind it, but I do see some people finding it excessive or mean-spirited. I seem to remember Golden Fox really not liking that in his review of this episode. But the ending makes up for it. Applejack's blunt honesty about how she already knew the lesson beforehand was perfect. And of course, the standout for this episode are the villains and their song number. It was a wonderful throwback to vintage musicals, and the characters are just so delightfully slick in their con men personas. I'm glad they eventually brought them back and gave them a kinda sorta not really redemption arc to flesh them out, as well as, I guess, potential shipping partners for Applejack, however that may work. Either way, kudos to the voice actors Samuel Vincent and Scott McNeil for bringing these characters to life. Some may not like this episode, thinking it's overrated or outright hating it, and all I can say to that is, you're entitled to your opinion, because on Pony Fanboy Reviews we love and tolerate. Next time, for October, we'll be looking at the show's first dive into a Halloween-esque episode with the spookiest time of the year with Luna Eclipsed. But until then, I'm the Pony Fanboy, I fanboy over ponies, and you just listen.
Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player. Certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a bop-line game, I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know...
What's the matter, Granny Smith? Chicken?
What did you call me, Sonny?
Nobody calls me chicken.